Make sure to clean up your cook space before you do any cooking or baking. Always measure ingredients precisely. Even if it's just a small amount of the ingredient. Still, be precise. Mix the flour and baking soda. Don't forget to have the oven already turned on and preheating. 1 cup of softened butter. 1 cup packed brown sugar. Blend. Do you think this is done? This is not done. You need to cream. Does it look nice, soft, fluffy, maybe even lighter? Then you've done your job. It takes a couple of minutes, but that is creaming. It makes for a nice, softer texture in your cookies. It's a step that a lot of people overlook, but it's very, very important when you're making cookies. It's called creaming. This is my secret ingredient for this cookie. It is Jell-O instant pudding mix. You can use any instant pudding mix that you want. This is the one that I'm going to be using today, and it's going to be absolutely scrumptious. Remember, a 4-serving packet, not a 6-serving, not a 12-serving, a 4-serving, unless, of course, you're doubling up or whatever in the recipe. Blend it again. Is everything blended? Good. This step is now complete. Can't forget the egg. Blending again. So fluffy. Second egg, you guessed it. Blending time. Doesn't that look so good? If that could be cookies, that could be yummy. This is the point that I get some parchment paper, some scissors, and cut my parchment paper as close to size for my pan as possible. If I run out of parchment, I use a sheet of aluminum, and I don't cry. Now I get a pair of gloves, because I like to do this part by hand. I hate doing it by the blender, and well, I'm a very tactile person, but I don't like getting it into parts of my hand. I'm a little OCD, so please understand, I don't like wasting rubber, but this is how I like to do it. Add the 2 cups flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda into your mixture in stages. And mix it in stages. Just to make sure that you didn't over measure your flour, and to make sure that everything mixes well. The recipe calls for 6 ounces of chopped chocolate, but I'm using chocolate chips. It also calls for white chocolate, but I hate white chocolate, so I'm using semi-sweet chips. Mix in the chips. These are gonna be so good. fun part. Get your spoon or your scoop and follow me. There's exactly enough dough for 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, and nothing left over to taste. Le boo. Put them in for 10 minutes each at 350 degrees. Remember, you should have been preheating the entire time. Just because you are baking does not mean you shouldn't clean up a little. I mean, you did make a mess. So, I still got a lot of time. I might as well dive in. Nothing better to do, right? Finish the dishes that I got dirty, cleaned up where I spilled up, and I still got over a minute and a half left before my first batch is done. Not bad. Take out of oven and set timer for 1 minute. Put next batch in. Set timer for 9 minutes. Put cookies on cookie rack. Take out when timer goes off. Put in last tray. Put on 1 minute timer once more to make sure these babies don't overcook on the cookie sheet. Remove new cookies and put, remove new cookies and put on wire rack to cool. Last tray. Remember to set that 1 minute timer. Last tray, just like the rest. Remember, they're delicate. And onto the wire rack it goes. If you want soft, gooey, warm pudding cookies, the first batch you put on the wire racks are just ready. So, dive in.